You're watching Top Class International League, part of the OU League. I'm Fino. I'm flying solo today. Today's match is gonna be Acliv versus Puyota. We're a good ways through this round robin so far. Definitely towards the back half of things as we finish out. And so you can see from the standings board, it's getting filled in there. We only have, a few more matches left. Those are also scheduled in there. So let's get on with the show. All right. And Puyota, back to the sandwich gaming. Acliv looking to protect himself against that maintaining potential. Puyota with attack on the greens here pops a thorn first, but thorn to two, to main actually. How does Puyota resolve this? Looking for purples to reds. He pops there. He doesn't have much time. And Acliv takes that round. First blood. So a little bit surprising there to see Acliv end up triggering main. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it did work out for him that time. Because what would have been a really nice follow-up set for Puyota um, ended up choking him off from getting main chain ready. And this time taking Hellfire to start things off, and another, but this time 3 double is the response from Puyota, and hefty 3 to send back, and 5, which is the rest of the board for Puyota. Acliv not able to build back up in time. And again, back to the main chain, back to the neutral game. Early pops for both players. Acliv is looking a little bit light on the tail. Fixes it up now, looking for reds though. And pokes from Puyota seal that round. So again, it looks like Acliv this time will have that tail built up earlier. Does have conversion opportunities off the red there, goes for the 3 chain. Puyota just goes for main. I don't know if it's going to work out this time. Acliv with a pretty big vertical extension play there, not getting the purples, but also building up that wall. A little bit of a misplay, I feel, on Acliv's part, just in terms of build order decision. And Puyota easily capitalizing and taking another round. Hellfire maybe off the purples for Acliv. What does Puyota have? Here it comes. Didn't have anything in time, even though Acliv had that attack telegraph for quite a few pieces. Puyota didn't have a response ready in the end. And we'll see if Acliv can replicate that here. Covers up the reds though, waiting for a main, which cuts a little bit, but still a 6. Acliv a little slow to get things back online there as Puyota goes up 4-2.
刺さりましたね。アクリブとしては、ちょっと落としてる試合展開が本戦打てずに終わるという試合展開が多いので、ちょっと嫌な感じはしますよね。
And Acliv
プヨタは後乗せの形ですね。
blowing up the tail a little bit, does have lots of greens coming up, is going to have to send something bigger to counter the 4 from Puyota. Got a 4 of his own, but slight space disadvantage here. And main chain versus main chain, hopefully, but the greens are just not coming for Acliv here. Needed a purple or a red in the end to get the chain back together, but those pieces are just all coming in the wrong order, unfortunately.
苦しい試合展開になりましたね。さあ、プヨタが
So far, a pretty passive game, I would say, overall. Not too much interaction so far. And there seems to be some sort of poltergeist haunting the stream. As Acliv fires main, and Puyota just has to bulk up some. Only a 7 though, unfortunately, and just in a raw main chain battle, Acliv was able to come out ahead.
いう量でしたね。アクリブの本戦の判断が非常に良かったですね。ここはあえて無理はしないというのは大事ですね。お互いちょっと攻めた側が本戦打てずに落とす試合がちょっと前半は見受けられるかなと。こういった試合展開の中で、
And again, you know, the past few rounds, still limited interaction there. Do get a 4 chain here, and this looks like a main response for Acliv. Meanwhile, Puyota cruising easily, looking for a green and 4 to finish. Gets it. Oh no! I think after that green went into column 3, Puyota realized that that wasn't gonna work out and folds that round. Acliv looking out a little bit there, as Puyota's main chaining capability has been pretty dominant so far. Had plenty of space there in that last exchange to get ahead of Acliv. Now Puyota looking to poke a little bit. Again with the length advantage, Puyota or Acliv not committing anything though. 2 double to cancel most of it. Acliv, another poke, 2 for 2 into 4. Here's the decision now, and Puyota not able to send that back. Okay, so that wasn't a main from from Acliv either. 2 chain for Puyota. Acliv waiting to tank, but does get a 3 out instead. Was looking for a way to save the tail, but it does look a little bit busted here. And yeah, towards the end of that round, Acliv forced to choose between taking on a couple of 2 chains worth of damage versus sending that 3 to deflect it, but also sacrifice his tail build. When you take too long to make that decision, though, neither one ends up working out, unfortunately. But 2 double 3 for Acliv. Puyota not getting stuck by that green purple there. Would have had maybe another link to deflect some of that damage, but the board got shaken up and Acliv finished easily.
またって感じですよね。欲しい色が来ないっていう展開がプヨとしては続いてる。
And
アクリルも続いてるんですけど、
we do see a slightly shorter
嫌な流れが
shorter base from Puyota here, kind of going for that Kanto stack style. Converts into 2 double though, and goes right into main. This is a good call here, as Acliv taking on a little bit of damage. Had to put that green in and bank on the double greens to try and add a link in sideways. Unfortunately, no purple means that he was gonna lose that round anyways. Okay, so now Puyota's coming in from the right side again with the slightly shorter base. Does salvage it with the tail in terms of length. Does leave options open to Thorn with greens. Covers that up. Red's now to pop, but trickling garbage coming in, clogging up those ghost rows. And Acliv takes another one. Still a close set. Neither player really pulling away too far at any given point.
なかなかこう5列目に溝があって4列目高くて6列目高いみたいな形って6列目に縦置きするのすごい難しい回し、画面外にずっとペオがある状態なので、今何回入力
And you know, I'd say at this point they're probably pretty warmed up now, so we'll see how they decide to escalate things. And speaking of escalation, Acliv going for main chain, kind of a complicated main here for Puyota. Got those double yellows in column 5 in time. That would have been a nice addition, but unable to get back down to the main chain in the end. So close call, but right into our first AC start. And Puyota just going for an early transition sandwich again, so nothing still out of the ordinary, but Acliv finds the second 4-chain AC. And that's, you know, that's just one of the things you gotta deal with when you build sandwich like that. You're gonna be slightly lacking on the piece efficiency early on in the build. And okay, early rush, 2 double 3, but also a 2 double, 3 double, 4 double, 5. Nice awareness from Acliv to spot that rush and stuff it. I will say though, that does feel a little bit uncharacteristic of Puyota. Generally a relatively strategic player, but another rush perhaps? Here we go. Oh, nope, not quite the Hellfire we were hoping for, but also good to not commit. Rush here, main chain for Acliv, and oh, this is real messy. Needs another red in here. The blue-yellow, unfortunately, cutting the chain a little bit, but it will still go all the way back down, doubling at the 6. A little unfortunate, but what can you do? Does get a 10 chain. Acliv with the secondary, ready to go. Unfortunately, those reds do not connect through column 2, which would otherwise have been a great response. So Acliv trying to maintain and build up that lead here in this set. Might go for a 3. 2 double instead is the name of the game. And 3 chain. But that little bit of extra bulk from Acliv's chain means 1 solitary garbage for Puyota, as Acliv counters another attack from Puyota's board. Little 3-chain here. Colors are not great to dig down here. Opens up the greens a little bit, looking to blues to purples, but there's just not enough space. Playing around that almighty red X. Acliv going up another round. And this time Acliv's tail is looking a little bit sus here. He hasn't left it open for this long before. He might have to send some. I don't know if I agree with that. He does lock in the link on column 6, but that's super hard to get to, super committal. Does get the extra green there, but the main chain is stuffed at this point. Barely squeaking it out with a 5-chain. That crazy all-in from Acliv being forced into a corner still managed to overpower Puyota in the end. So Acliv probably pretty happy that they got away with that round, but that's not to say that they'll get away with it again. They do seem to be finishing their tail a little more quickly this time around, but 2 for 2 for 2 means plus for Puyota here. Trying to pepper on a little bit more pressure. 3-chain here, and that's gonna kill it. So Acliv spending a lot more than usual of the second floor time to build on the tail. He did have quite a few dependencies that he felt a mighty urge to resolve. And in the end he did, but was not ready for Puyota's assault because of it. So main chain right away versus a huge 3. I have to say that might have been the right call. As Puyota with the GTR here, only a 6 double. As Acliv goes up 9-12 again. So this time, the tail is looking mighty clean for Acliv. He'll have plenty of time to be an absolute menace. Does have this 4 ready to go. But he is at a cut risk now for those purples. Oh no, the purples pop as part of the main chain and he's just able to send right then and there. So that nice main chain readiness from Acliv coming in clutch. That's just solid fundies. Hard at work. Even at the top class level, it will not abandon you. And we got some stairs hype. Kinda. Not quite. But this is looking pretty convertible here for Puyota. So Acliv minding the aggression, able to send something in response, but huge 4-chain for Acliv, and 5 for Acliv. Those reds coming in clutch there, able to secure neutral, and you know the board is just ripe for the picking if you're Acliv right now. Gonna force the issue, and despite 4 double from Puyota making use of whatever little space he had left up at the top, was unfortunately not enough to overcome. That's just physics. And now Acliv definitely starting to pull ahead here. the few rounds he was dropping before due to readiness issues, he's mostly fixing them now, as Puyota seems to be struggling a little bit. 2 double versus 3. Follow up for Puyota. Gonna try and extend here off 4 through 6, but only finding options off the left side. Acliv main chain is not going to be ready for a little while. Does open it back up finally, but extension potential is very limited. If Puyota can force a little bit more space out of Acliv. Oh, but coming down through column 3, that's going to be a 4-chain, mobilizing an inaccessible part of Acliv's board quite destructively for both sides. Ends up panning out for Acliv.
左上から打とうというところの中で、少し気づいてしまったっていう試合展開になります。
And now early 2, possible AC chance, and rush to main. Puyota scrambling to fix that 5 through 6, and those colors were just not good for him. Acliv creeping past that halfway mark, 916. We'll have to see if there's going to be any change in tactics from Puyota. Whether it's, different build style or just different priorities. Still got plenty of game to play as Puyota sends main 7-chain here. It's going to be quite a chunker from Acliv. Puyota recognizing that and folding the round. Coming in at over double the score of Puyota's chain. Early AC? 4-chain? 4-chain is always that danger zone with the ACs, but again, as I was saying with that other AC round, building a sandwich will mean you might have some pieces spread out more than you would like, more than is helpful sometimes. And again, Puyota falling victim. So early 2 double, opening up the well doesn't counter there for Puyota. Still open. This is actually a great position because Acliv has just committed 4 links worth of Puyos, and Puyota is still very healthy. Finally scoring an attack here. Gonna send main. Acliv needing to take a couple of extra pops to get just back down to the base. He does have a pretty nice tail going on here, albeit powerful. Oh no, actually that's clean. That's clean. 9 double. And Puyota pulling the trigger a little bit early. I think there was definitely time was on his side to continue applying pressure. Because despite not having space, oh my goodness, another 4-chain AC. But this time Puyota's got it. With the beautiful punishment against the 4-chain AC. Just so disrespectful to do that, but it is so hilarious every time it succeeds. So, Puyota getting one back finally. And Acliv with the very big Tsurukame tail might send this multi-stack here. Yeah, 2 triple 3. This is pretty big. Only a 4-chain. Oh, that sends back actually. And the continued pressure, Acliv not able to find anything meaningful in that little bit of time to try and save himself. Puyota comes back with another. And just as I was talking about build priorities, here we go. Puyota's making those calls, making those decisions, and getting results. So 3-chain defense here for Acliv. Puyota getting the multi-stack ready with a main option. I like that. So might be a 2-double here, but no space. Oh, if he had gotten that green one piece earlier, they'd still be at it. They'd still be fighting. But instead, Puyota unfortunately trips over that log and face plants. We'll see. I really hope that Puyota can keep that momentum though. It was a pretty strong few rounds back there, and Puyota still could be in it. Now 3-double. Oh, Puyota had an option for a plane 3, and that would have at least helped him survive. The board shape would have been still okay from that, but okay, 2-chain AC. Oh, Puyota, sir. Oh dear. You can't be missing those like that. And, if anyone knows how to finish these, it's gonna be Acliv. Oh dear. You hate to see that. Really, really cannot be dropping those rounds that way. And Acliv with a tasty treat. Getting a freebie out of that one. And now crispy multi-stack for Acliv. Puyota opting to not commit to a Giga attack, but as we say, okay, 2-chain defense here. The options are still on the table. Acliv fixing the GTR there, but firing main immediately. Oh, okay, but he doesn't realize that Puyota's built left to right, and so this is actually just going to be main chain. Oh, but those reds don't connect, and so he's still going to take a hit. Puyota, signs of life, 3-chain, 2 lines of garbage. Acliv waiting for a red. Doesn't fire here, fires now. And another 4 lines, and this ought to do it. Puyota is still fighting, but no reds, or no yellows or blues on the radar. That ghost row completely clogged up, not able to get those double purples in to survive just a little bit longer. Good fight, good hustle from Puyota there. Was making the plays, but unfortunately just didn't have quite enough space. Early pop. Fixing up that sandwich. Little bit of a risky multi-stack for Acliv here. Does mitigate first. 4-chain. Oh, no. This goes all the way down. And Acliv, having already blown his base up, has no response. Great counter from Puyota there, wiring up back down to the base for that additional length. Strong round for Puyota there. A lot of reds on the right side of Acliv's board here. Gonna make it a little hard to tail. So we might see some aggression to kick things off. 2-chain to 2-chain to main. Puyota with the chunky GTR. I forgot what that's called. Was it Misuken? Technicalities. Main for Acliv, though, did find a way to make use of all those reds. Unfortunately, not enough. Still a 10-point gap here, as Acliv is closing in on the dub in this set. And puyota, maybe some submarine action here. Could be the purples, could be the yellows in 5 and 6. It's going to be the yellows. This is going to be a little bit of a trickier tale to read if you're Acliv compared to what Puyota's been playing this whole time, but he just sends main here, and Acliv has main of his own. Quite chunky, this one. 5 double, 6, 6 double. I definitely did not read that last link there, but it was, as Kyobi says, the cup de grace. And yeah, 1324, still that sizable gap. As Acliv has just been building so crispy, really powerful shapes on the head and the tail, able to force out a main from Puyota, converting to a submarine now for Acliv. Gonna be big damage coming. Oh, that's a 9-chain AC, God bless. Let's freaking go, Puyota. That's what you like to see. That's gotta be a mojo boost right there. Just absolutely dunking on Acliv. And again, Puyota going for the speedier build this time. Okay, short-circuited to the 4-chain down the side, spotted by Acliv from a mile away. Those 4-chains do take a long time to resolve. But Puyota did get some time to extend back up, and this is a really clean response. Using those Puyos across the board to drop the elevation one more to finish that entire tail and send Acliv packing. Puyota coming up right now, I gotta say. I got scared when you just let main rip, but you know, Puyota showing why he's at in the top class here, because he can make these plays, he can make these chains, and he does find the blue trigger. Oh no, but the purples don't connect. It's gonna take a couple. Pressure, and Acliv takes that round against what was almost a really scary chain from Puyota there. Playing at a blistering pace these past few rounds. And Acliv finally getting a break from that. Acliv with some shenanigans, maybe? Nope, that's just going to be a regular 4. Still has a few options off the side, but 4-chain from Puyota to defend. Still looking crispy, looking to chain off yellows here, perhaps Hellfire if he can. Doesn't diffuse with the... Oh, the greens are diffused in the end anyways. And that's just going to be 3 double versus 5. And nice yellow pops to save the chain from cutting for Puyota. Great RNG on that to bail Puyota out. And Acliv only finding a 5 to send back. And Puyota takes that round. A little bit of good fortune, but you also have to have the wherewithal to take advantage of it. So very well done by Puyota that round. And looking for a tall build off the tail here for Puyota, delaying the head slightly. Thorn here, but Puyota's main is online, deciding what to do, just goes for it. Just goes for it. Not looking at an AC chance here either. Acliv having a nice long think. Does send the main, and yeah, that tail does goof a little bit for Puyota, and fortunately Acliv with the 10 chain at the ready. Would have been close otherwise. 4 points left to go for Acliv to take this set. Puyota still fighting. 3 chain versus 4 to 5. Ooh. Puyota not able to find main. No greens. The RNG giveth and the RNG taketh away.
とはいえちょっと緑から発火するのは難しい展開でしたね。トヨタが先に動いてるタイミングがどうしても土台完成前に動いてるので、まあ最終的に土台が完成してないことがあだとなってしまう。
And now Acliv keeping the main open, had a lot of nice pieces to build up that tail for free. Not forced to make any messy decisions here. Taking lots of singles, and oh no! Puyota on his way to box, unfortunately gets sucker punched right as his firepower is about to come online. Oh man. And this late in the set, it's real bad. Can Puyota mount the comeback? He does have that fancy tail there with the purples and the greens. So we'll see if he makes use of it. Okay. Oh, okay, this is tricky. This is tricky here, but this is also main from, oh man. Perhaps the trickery was actually a bit of a mistake for Puyota, feeling unable to come back at all. Tossing that round away for potentially match point here, risking it all. And that's the set. Acliv is your winner for this match. It started out very close, neck and neck, and Acliv started pulling away quite severely, just making much more consistent build decisions, fewer errors, and that was just numerically more than what Puyota was able to offer today. So despite the big lead, Puyota did rally back several rounds with very convincing play, but again, on the numbers game, on the stat sheet, it was not in the cards for Puyota today. So these are updated standings, and we've got matches scheduled for next week, December 6th, December 7th, which are going to be the last ones in this round robin. And then from there, I believe we'll move into the next stage of PCIL as it pertains to OU League. And so I'm excited. Right? So we've got Villenar and Dan, and we'll see Acliv and Villain. So Acliv again. Very exciting stuff. And also Yoshi and Dan. I could have sworn they've already gone. That'll be an exciting match to watch, because that's a classic Western matchup right there. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me for today. Thank you all for watching. I still have a few of the other TCIL matches that I had wanted to cold cast, but I haven't gotten around to it. Been playing around with my video editor. So check me out on Blue Sky. I'll probably post links to those videos as well as some other Puyo stuff that I've finally gotten around to just biting the bullet on learning how to use this dang editor. So yeah, I will see you guys another time. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.